Welcome back to Haunted Southern Ohio, the show where the past lingers in the quiet places, the forgotten corners, and the spaces where memory refuses to fade. I'm your host, Zulu, and tonight we're stepping into one of the most enduring and unsettling ghost legends in Ross County. This episode is based on Haunted Southern Ohio Travel Guide 2, Haunted Cemeteries of Ross County by Mark H. Rowe. And if you've ever walked the long, level paths of Greenlawn, you know it's a place where silence feels alive. Mark, welcome back.
Thanks, Zulu. It's great to be here. Greenlawn is one of those cemeteries that looks peaceful on the surface. Flat, open, orderly rows of stones. But there's a presence there, especially when it comes to the lady in black.
A presence. I've heard that from so many people. Let's start there. For listeners who haven't had the chance to visit Greenlawn, describe it. What does it feel like when you first step inside?
Greenlawn is wide and open. It stretches out in every direction. Flat ground, long rows of graves, tall old trees that cast these long, deep shadows across the grass. There are no hills, ridges, or dramatic slopes that you might find in older, more Gothic cemeteries.
Right, it's not what you'd typically picture. It's an interesting design choice. Does the history of the cemetery offer any clues? When was it established? And was this flat, open design intentional?
Not at all. It's just a vast, level landscape that feels calm and yet strangely watchful. The openness is what really gets you. You can see for hundreds of feet in every direction, but somehow you still feel like something is standing just out of sight.
And somewhere in that quiet openness is the lady in black. Let's talk about the legend itself. Who is she? Where did this story begin?
No one knows for sure, and that's a huge part of the mystery. She's described consistently as a tall woman, dressed in old-fashioned mourning clothes. A long black dress, a black veil covering her face, sometimes a shawl.
So, Victorian-era attire.
Exactly. She's seen standing near older graves, sometimes near the large trees, sometimes along the long central walkway. People say she appears suddenly, standing perfectly still, facing a grave, as if mourning someone long, long gone.
And when people approach her?
She fades. Not dramatically. It's not a sudden vanishing act. It's more like a shadow dissolving into the air. One moment, she's there, a solid figure. The next, she's just gone.
That's fascinating. You brought up how flat and open Greenlawn is. How does that shape the legend?
That's what makes the sighting so unnerving. In a flat cemetery, you expect to see everything. There's nowhere to hide, no hills to duck behind, no ridges, no blind corners created by mausoleums.
There's no logical explanation for a disappearance.
None whatsoever. So when someone sees a woman in black standing alone, and then she vanishes, it hits harder. People say she appears in places where no one could slip away unnoticed. Wide open ground, straight paths, clear lines of sight. And yet, she disappears.
That makes the encounters even chilling. It forces the witness to accept that what they saw wasn't normal.
It really does. It removes all doubt.
The lady in black fits into a larger pattern of ghost stories, the mourning woman. We see this archetype all over the world. Why do you think this figure appears so often in folklore?
Because grief leaves a mark, an emotional echo. The image of a woman dressed in black, mourning someone she lost, resonates across cultures and time. It's a powerful, universal symbol of loss.
Mm-hmm.
And in a cemetery, especially one as open and exposed as Greenlawn, that figure becomes even more potent. Some believe she's mourning a specific person, perhaps a lost husband or child. Others think she's a guardian spirit watching over the forgotten dead.
And you mentioned the Victorian connection.
Yes, some believe she's a remnant of Victorian mourning culture, when grief was a very public, prolonged, and ritualized part of life.
So, almost a symbol of grief itself.
Exactly, a psychic echo.
Let's talk about the sightings. What have people reported? What are the stories you've collected?
One man told me he saw her standing near a large tree in the older section of the cemetery. He was there visiting a relative's grave and noticed her from a distance. He thought she was a real woman, just another visitor.
Okay.
He called out to her, just a friendly greeting. She didn't move, not an inch. So he started walking closer, maybe a little concerned, and he said that in the space of about 10 feet, she just vanished. No place to hide, just open ground.
Wow. And what about other accounts?
Another witness said she saw the lady in black standing at the end of a long row of stones. The figure was absolutely still, facing a grave. The witness blinked, just a normal blink, and when her eyes opened, the figure was gone.
In the blink of an eye.
Literally, completely gone, with no movement, no sound, no explanation. And maybe most compellingly, groundskeepers have seen her. They see her early in the morning, standing near the older stones, motionless. When they drive toward her in a mower or in a truck, she disappears behind nothing, just open space.
And what's key here is that these aren't ghost hunters. These are everyday people.
Exactly. People with no reason to invent anything. They're just living their lives and stumbling upon something they can't explain.
To close this out, paint a final picture for us. What does Green Lawn feel like at dusk?
It feels like the world is holding its breath. The light fades evenly across the flat ground. The shadows from the headstones stretch long between the rows, like dark fingers reaching out. The trees stand perfectly still.
I can picture it.
And the silence becomes almost physical. It has a weight to it. It's the perfect setting for a ghost story, not because it's frightening in a jump scare way, but because it feels ancient, heavy with memory. And in that stillness, people report feeling that they are profoundly not alone.
A place where the past isn't just remembered, it's palpably present. Mark, this has been absolutely fascinating. The story of the Lady in Black is a chilling reminder that some presences never truly leave. Where can our listeners find your book?
Haunted Southern Ohio Travel Guide 2, Haunted Cemeteries of Ross County is available on Amazon and at local bookstores throughout the region.
We'll be sure to put a link in the show notes for everyone. Mark H. Rowe, thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure, Zulu. Thanks for having me.
Join us next time on Haunted Southern Ohio as we explore the whispers and shadows of the past. Until then, stay curious.